I am late this time by like 2 days because I stream these on Friday. Whatever. Let's uh let's get into it. Switch over. And yes, Mary, we're retiring. So we can move on to chapter 3. It's been 3 days since Shimio's defeat. Mashita and Shove left, leaving only Christy and I at the mansion. We've not had any new mark bearers arrive, nor any new info on any spirits. Death's footsteps keep drawing closer. Good work, Lady Christie and Lord Yashiki. Did you obtain any clues? Nothing really. I'd hope, but... I see. Lady Saya's study seems optimal to contain something of interest. Christy and I just finished investigating Saya Kujo's study. It had been full of mountains of specialized books and piles of reports. It was a daunting task, but we did our best to search through them regardless. Except it was all futile. Everything was about healing the spirit. Nothing mentioned about the mark at all. Hey, Mr. Yashiki. Don't you think it's useless to keep searching the mansion? You have any other ideas then? Well, remember what I said about 8 Shrine? Oh yeah, it's the shrine that was being guarded by bees. Right, of course you would. I was thinking maybe the shrine is connected to all this spirit stuff. That's what Shimio's notes said, right? Everything happening in the forest is the divine wrath of 8 Shrine. Then you think the mark and the spirit activity are because of this divine wrath? It's definitely a possibility. Disasters happen in many ghost stories and myths because of the wrath of gods. Isn't there a value in looking into it? Yeah, maybe. Exactly what I expected from you. Always so quick on the uptake. Christy is brimming with confidence. She seems in a much better mood than she was 3 days ago. She's a famous reporter after all, so maybe this is what she's really like. So, Mary, I'd like to go to see 8 Shrine. You don't mind, do you? It's true that many unpleasant rumors surround that forest. If the cause is 8 Shrine, there may be some clues there. But even if there are, if it's spiritual, then how are normal humans like us supposed to find it? Christy and I don't have any spiritual powers. In that case, could you bring me along with you to 8 Shrine? I should be able to sense the presence of anything spiritual. I can act as a guide as well. You know that shrine? Yes, in truth it enshrines the guardian deity of the Kujo family. Over the generations, the heads have taken care of the shrine. However, that came to an end after the recent war resolved. As one who serves the Kujos, I am concerned about its present state. Then bringing you along would mean I have to carry you, don't I? As it is impossible for me to walk, I would agree with that assessment. I am sorry to inconvenience you. An overgrown forest in the dead of night. I'm not looking forward to having to carry Mary all the way to the shrine. You look worn out and we haven't even left. It's a small price to pay if we can get any hints about the spirits. That's true. I think Mary's eager about this too, so I'll just have to deal with it, I suppose. Okay, let's go back to the forest. Before we leave, we put Mary in the back seat. Thank God she's not as heavy as she looks. I should be able to carry her just fine. By the way, Mr. Yashiki, have you read the files over there? She points to the right side of the room and shelves packed with files. I have to clear my throat. No, I haven't searched most of the mansion. No, not yet. I've searched most of the mansion, but I haven't checked the garage. Oh, really? Christy grabs a file and flips through the pages. Looks like articles on various crimes. The clippings cover every incident in H City and the surrounding area. Was Mrs. Cujo looking into criminal activity? Any of it look related to the mark? No, not as far as I can tell. And these are all extremely old. The most recent one is dated 5 years ago. She puts the file back. Alright, should we head out soon? Doing all these higher pitched women voices is going to be the death of my throat. I park outside the entrance of the forest and gather Mary into my arms. We make our way to the familiar arch. There's still a long way to go. A middle-aged man carrying a doll. You're practically a ghost story yourself if someone sees you here. I'm very sorry to cause you such trouble. Mary stares up at me as I hold her. Her skin and hair glint bewitchingly when the light from the flashlight catches them. I have not been outside in a long time. And to go hiking in the arms of such a fine gentleman. This is a very precious experience. She sounds as dispassionate as ever, but is she actually having fun? Still, it is just as the rumors say. This forest is filled with the curses and resentment of the dead. Simply their presence is enough to drive the living mad. The land is tainted. I can see why it has given birth to monstrous spirits. I bet if you track down the cause of it, it will be the divine wrath. Let's hurry to the shrine. We reach the old torii gate with no trouble. We stand and watch for a while, but nothing comes out of the beehives. They seem to be sleeping. It is most likely because Shimio is now gone. 8th shrine is up those steps. At Mary's direction, we walk toward the gate. A small black shadow flits across our feet. It's that rabbit again. So this is the rabbit you told me about, Lord Yashiki. You are correct. It is very cute.
The rabbit stares up at the two of us, then disappears toward the shrine.
What in the world was that about? What do you think, Mary? I felt a strange presence. It appears to be possessed by some kind of soul.
So it's a spirit too?
Indeed. Though it does not appear strong enough to give marks to humans. We know nothing of its true nature, so please proceed with caution.
We follow the rabbit under the torii gate and up the stone steps. At the top, we find the wilderness creeping in. There doesn't seem to be anything here but an old altar. Is this a shrine?
Sadly, it has fallen into disrepair. The war was over 50 years ago. I suppose this was to be expected. That black rabbit's gone.
Deserted shrines give me the creeps. Let's hurry and get to searching so we don't have to stay here long. Headless Buddha statues are buried in the ground.
Creepy. I wonder what happened here.
Excuse me. There's a sacred Shimenawa rope on a ragged boulder.
I wonder if that boulder is in Iwakata.
What, Jim? Damn.
I wonder if that boulder is in Iwakura.
What's that?
According to ancient Shinto tradition, it's a sacred rock that God descends on. It's not uncommon for the rock itself to become an object of devotion.
It's a wooden shrine altar. A clouded old mirror serves as the Goshintai.
Looks like it's true that no one's taken care of this place in a long time.
I peek inside the altar just in case, but all I find is a thick layer of dust.
The Goshintai is outside and the altar's empty. That's concerning.
I don't think there's any more we can search. The Buddhist statues concern me. Why are all the ones with the shrine... Why are all the ones within the shrine missing their heads?
Shinto and Buddhism were ordered to be separated during the Meiji period. Before then, many shrines were dedicated to both. 8th shrine was much the same. But in the Meiji period, there was a push to make Shinto the main religion. The faiths were forced apart. Extremists stole the Buddhist statues from shrines and desecrated them.
Ah, the famous anti-Buddhist movement.
So this is where that happened? No, it was done in a public space, as they wanted to make a show of it. The broken statues were carried here to serve as a memorial for worship. The Kujo family's head was said to be aggrieved, so he moved them in secret. It seems that all the broken statues from around H City were buried here.
Strange. You said they were worshipped, but this place is pretty much a ruin.
You have a keen eye, Lord Yashiki. The shrine was subsequently dug up and the statues were stolen.
So they came all the way into this huge forest just to carry off broken statues? Who would do something like that?
That I do not know. I merely heard they were stolen 50 years ago, around the time of the war.
So the statues were broken, thrown away, then dug up. They say the Buddha has a wealth of patience, but even he get angry. Could that anger have turned to divine wrath and given birth to the Markan spirits? Mary, have you been able to feel the presence of any spirits or whatever?
About that, this land is much more foreboding than I had imagined. The humidity of the forest swallows all else. It's hard to sense beneath it.
So too much background noise, right?
Yes, although I do sense the same presence as Lady Christie's mark, however faint. I am sure the spirit that gave her the mark is somewhere in the forest.
So after all that, we were only able to reconfirm something we already knew.
Forgive me, I was unable to. You don't have to apologize, Mary. You learn plenty of value here.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you on the way back. First, let's get the hell out of here. This place gives me the creeps. Maybe it's the ill will Mary sensed.
We leave 8 Shrine, walking down the beast trail toward the forest entrance. Maybe it's because of that strange tale, but for some reason I feel like someone's watching us from the darkness of the trees. We begin driving back to the mansion. As we break out of the dense forest, I can see building lights pop up here and there. Well, that was a complete waste of time. My anxiety lifted. I don't even bother to filter the words that slip out of my mouth.
No, I don't think that's true. It's all coming together for me.
Without further prodding, Christy starts in on her own theory. Passion evident in her voice.
I believe Shimiya was right. 8 Shrine is definitely what's causing all this strange stuff in the forest. I'm sure it's those stolen statues. Don't you agree?
I wonder. Feels like we just don't have enough info at this point to say one way or the other. But there's no denying that a lot of strange things are going on in that forest. Between all the suicides and Shimiya wandering around, it couldn't just be coincidence, could it?
If we research the shrine, we might learn more about the mark. I feel that's a lot safer than risking our lives looking for the spirit. Don't you think?
You might be right. My replies are half-hearted, which isn't what Christy was hoping for, so she falls silent. An awkward, uncomfortable silence settles.
Lord Yashiki, please stop the car.
Mary speaks for the first time since we entered the car. What is it?
I sense a presence similar to Lady Christie's mark close by.
Following Mary's request, I park in a vacant rest stop on the outskirts of H City. Christy and I step out of the car. My mark's suddenly scalding. Something nearby.
Look, someone's over there.
girl steps out of the telephone box. There's a kid outside at this time of night.
Thank you for bringing me out here this late at night, Ada. I got to talk with Hanayome.
Oh yeah, glad to hear it.
A rather round young man appears, stepping out of the shadows.
You got your question answered, Suzu?
Yeah, it's okay now. Hanayome sure is amazing, though. She knows where everything is.
You got that right. She helped me find my limited edition Love and Hero phone strap I dropped.
What's Love and Hero?
What, you don't know? They're a popular idol group here. They've been all over TV lately. I'm surprised you haven't heard.
TV's restricted at home. Mom says it rots your brain. Oh, Ada, is the bus coming soon?
Oh, the last bus is on its way. You better go. We'll be in big trouble if your mom finds out we went out.
Yeah.
We watch from a distance for a while, but it's hard to determine their relationship. The pain from my scar is suddenly gone. Hey, Christy. What do you think? I turn, but Christy isn't there.
Hey, you there, just how do you know that girl? Depending on your answer, I'll report you for child abduction.
Oh, there goes Christy, hounding the poor guy. Just calm down. I try to placate her, but she won't budge.
I...
The man stumbles over his words. He looks flustered and overwhelmed.
Hey, lady, don't be mean to Ada.
The girl rushes to stand defensively in front of him and glares at us. She seems a lot more level-headed than the flustered guy behind her.
I asked him to help me, okay? I wanted to talk to Hanayome, so I had him come with me.
Who's this Hanayome you keep mentioning?
A ghost who helps find things. People say you can talk to her from this telephone box.
A ghost, huh? She looks at me. We're both thinking the same thing. Earlier, the mark was hurting, so maybe.
You guys look serious. What's going on?
He nervously glances between us. Does this scar look familiar at all? I show them the mark on my right arm.
Hey, hold on, what's this? It looks exactly like mine.
He pulls off one of his gloves and reveals the mark on his hand.
It's the curse scar, yeah? I saw an article on it in No Parts Monthly. They say it causes amnesia. Even kills you, but it's nonsense. It's not true, right? Right?
Sounds like he'd heard the rumors but chose not to do anything about it. That's no surprise, really. It's tough to believe it's real until your memory loss starts becoming noticeable.
I've got one of those too. It showed up on my left wrist when I made that phone call earlier.
Pulling up her sleeve, she shows us her mark. They both have the mark, and after calling Hanayome. That's more than a coincidence. Well, we can't just leave them here. Let's bring them to the mansion. We tell them what's going on and ask them to go to Kujo Mansion with us.